Hey, thank you for being interested in why Nexa, why talk to Josh, why why buy a house, why be a homeowner, and what's the best way for you to become a homeowner as soon as possible. For a long time, I've thought, man, it would be great if you could do this and this in one loan. Guess what? Now you can. Now, you're going to hear people all the time say you can't really buy a house without down payment money. But if you've been watching my videos, you already know that there are plans out there with what we call down payment assistance. As we're going through this series of every loan type, you know that Josh can help you buy a house with no money down. But people who have been looking for those great FHA deals, those first time home buyer deals. Many of them have been told by real estate agents over and over, you can't buy a house that's not in live move in condition. It's got to be ready. It can't be a fixer upper. Unfortunately, if you want to buy a fixer upper, you got to have 20% down and great credit. Well, today I'm going to tell you about how you can buy a fixer upper with no money down. Now, I want to make sure you understand one caveat. When you do this loan with me, although I can help you do it with no money down, well, let me back up just a little bit. I need you to come up with about $700 for an appraisal. I need you to pay for the appraisal out of your pocket when it comes time because that's just part of the process. You're going to have an appraisal. So I need you to come up with $600 or $700. You say, Josh, $600 or $700, that's nothing. That's very, very small. You're right. That's why we're basically calling this no money down. Buy a fixer upper without down payment money. Now, you're still going to need closing costs, but I have a deal that will allow you to ask the seller for 6% seller concessions. You say, Josh, how can I get the seller to give me 6%? Well, it's really not that complicated when you go about it the right way. And there are experienced real estate agents out there, and there are inexperienced real estate agents out there. There are experienced real estate agents out there who've been doing real estate for years and years and years, and they will tell you you can't ask for seller concessions. The reason they say that is because they got it stuck in their brain sometime from when no sellers were taking seller concessions or giving seller concessions because their house was just selling too easy. And that real estate agent kind of got stuck in a mindset and can't get out of it. I really think if you're ready to buy and you want to buy in North Carolina, call me first. Let's get you pre-approved. Let's get you pre-qualified. Let's get your loan docs all in a row. And then let me talk to a couple of real estate agents and make sure that there's a real estate agent in your area where you're shopping that understands how to be creative. I've got a real estate agent that's a partner the Lenore Caldwell County area that just knows the stuff. You know, she just knows how to. She's always buying fixer uppers and flipping fixer uppers and owning real estate, and so she knows her stuff. I've got another real estate partner here in Catawba County area that that's just an all star when it comes to well, it's a team, but they're an all-star when it comes to selling houses and getting creative to make things work. I've got another young buyer's agent here in Catawba County area that is, I mean, incredible at taking time and being thorough and doing a great job with their customers. I've got I'm sorry, real estate agents in partners in the Lincolnton area, in the Burke County area. So when you're looking for that home, let me connect you with a real estate agent that understands this process and understands this house and where you are and what you're buying, and they can put it all together for you in a plan that works because it's going to take multiple things to help you buy a fixer upper with no down payment money. We're going to have to marry a 203K loan and down payment assistance, not to mention seller concessions, or not to forget mentioning, we need all of it. We need a seller concessions for 6%. Let me give you an example of how that sometimes works. When when they're trying to sell their house for $100,000 and they want $100,000 out of it, you make them an offer for $106,000 and ask them to give you 6% of that $106,000 back in seller concessions. Your offer now is going to be very close to $100,000 because 6% of 106,000 is only a little bit more than $6,000. And they're going to say, okay, this is a very competitive offer. I understand. And you're going to be able to do that more often than not. You say, but Josh, if they're selling it for 100,000, is it really worth 106? No, this is a fixer upper that is, as it sits, as is, it might not be worth more than $100,000. But when we marry that 203K loan and you get to do some fixing up of the house with a loan, so we're going to loan you both the $106,000 plus an additional amount of dollars to help you get this home fixed up and ready. So we're marrying 203K down payment assistance. You say, what's the down payment assistance? Well, it's either a 3.5% gift or a 2% gift, depending on how much you need to get you into this home. So we're going to marry down payment assistance, 203K loans, seller concessions. We're going to put it all together in a package for you. And you need a loan officer who has experience, knows how to do this. You need a realtor who has the courage and the experience to sell you to the buyer and say, hey, my buyer, I'm sorry, sell you to the seller and say, hey, my buyer can do this. We got a loan officer and a realtor and a buyer who are all teamed up, ready to buy your property, give you what you're asking for it, and actually fix the home up before they move in. So you say, Josh, can this really happen? It absolutely can. And it's not going to be the easiest loan in the world. And I'm going to ask you for a variety of documents. My lending partners and I will be working to help you get this all done. And we're going to put it together in such a way that you can buy and you can move into a home. And when you put together, let me just give you a little bit of an example of how this works. $100,000 property that you add $30,000 in home improvements to may have equity immediately because you borrow that $136,000. But now that it's fixed up, the house is now worth 140, 150, 170. I've seen homes like this, um, be bought at $100,000, add 30 or $40,000 in repair, and the house be worth 220, $230,000. So you can build a lot of equity by putting in a little bit of time, a little bit of stress, and a little bit of a little bit of partnership with me, your real estate partner, and we can make this work for you. Reach out, message me with questions, like and subscribe. We're going to keep learning more and more because after you get into this home, you might want to start buying rental properties so you can just kind of continue to build your real estate journey. I look forward to helping you all along the way. Don't hesitate to reach out with questions.